Ah, boxing IQ. He's very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, you know. He's a smart guy.
Well, Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power.
Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo.
Gennady Golovkin offers a surprising prediction for the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. Golovkin believes Crawford will not be troubled by Canelo's power, asserting that Canelo lacks true knockout strength. Having faced Canelo 3 times himself, Golovkin states that Canelo has not significantly changed over the years. He praises Crawford's power and adaptability, emphasizing that each opponent presents unique challenges that require smart preparation.
This is boxing. This is more interesting.
Gennady, let me ask you this. You were there ringside. You saw Canelo. Did he look better than what he did in the second fight with you? Does he look like he's improving and getting better?
Marcos, I told you just, every opponent gives you different. Every fight is different. Two fights I had, 2 fights with him. First fight and second fight is different, just.
So you think
I don't feel like, more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same.
Golovkin's insights carry weight, given his 36 rounds of ring experience against Canelo. He argues that Canelo often relies on quick flurries of combinations and flashy attempts at knockouts rather than genuine power punches capable of breaking down elite opponents. Golovkin's perspective isn't just speculation, it's rooted in direct combat experience. He remains convinced that Canelo's best shots lack the natural force expected from a widely feared puncher, suggesting Canelo's strengths lie more in timing and volume than raw punching power.
Golovkin weighs in as everybody's trying to gauge how this fight is going to play out. They anticipate this fight. They want to know how this fight is going to play out. And Gennady Golovkin gives his 2 cents. As his trainer, Abel has been on social media doing multiple interviews and stating that Terence Crawford is simply too small and he's going to lose, right? And Gennady Golovkin, as Abel Sanchez is saying that he's going to get knocked out, right? Because it's too much power. Well, Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power. He said, I fought Canelo at 160 and at 68, and I could say he has fast punches, he has fast combinations, but I wouldn't say there were a lot of power there, or power punches, or knockout punches. You saw that. You saw this clean shots that I took and he brought, and there were no results. End quote. So Gennady Golovkin is saying he hit me with clean shots. You saw him hit me with clean shots, and the results was I didn't go anywhere. Now, I know people will say, well, Gennady Golovkin is naturally bigger than Canelo.
While Golovkin's former trainer dismisses Crawford's chances against Canelo, Golovkin himself sees a more nuanced picture. He recognizes Crawford's sharp skills and strategic mindset, which could create real challenges for Canelo and make the fight more competitive than some experts believe.
Many still see this as a one-sided beatdown in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Former Golovkin trainer Abel Sanchez, who's been very critical as of lately and said that Canelo will just play with Terence Crawford and by the second half, it'll just be like a sparring session. Sanchez said that Canelo will not only dictate the pace throughout the evening, if Triple G himself couldn't even hurt Canelo, then Crawford's chances are definitely not that great. Sanchez said, quote, Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why weight divisions exist. Neither Bivol could hurt him, nor could my fighter in 2 fights. Triple G's former trainer has also repeatedly emphasized that Crawford should have moved up in weight class a long time ago, and that his jump should have been more gradual and steady, and suggested that skipping divisions will definitely play a role in him potentially losing badly to Canelo Alvarez.
Golovkin's ongoing trilogy with Canelo remains a major topic in boxing discussions. His persistent doubts about Canelo's punching power, despite facing him multiple times, lend credibility to his opinion. When Golovkin states that Crawford has the tools to withstand Canelo's offense, it sparks debate across the boxing community. His comments challenged the mainstream image of Canelo as a relentless finisher, prompting questions about how much of his reputation is based on marketing versus genuine performance.
Boxing Dr. News. Hey boxing fans, remember the epic Golovkin-Canelo trilogy? Well, get this. GGG once spilled the tea on Canelo's punching power, and it's not what you'd expect. Picture this. 2 legends, 3 fights, and a whole lot of controversy. GGG said Canelo's punches were fast, but not knockout material. Can you believe it? He claimed those clean shots brought no results. Now, fast forward to today. GGG's been out of the ring since their last bout, but rumors are swirling about a comeback. Meanwhile, Canelo's gearing up for a massive showdown with Terence Crawford. The big question is, will Canelo prove GGG wrong and land that knockout punch? It's been a while since his last stoppage. The boxing world is buzzing, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
Training camp reports add intrigue to this highly anticipated matchup. According to Showbiz The Adult, Canelo has been cautious during sparring with Jiren Ennis, often holding back to preserve himself for the fight. Some insiders suggest this cautious approach hints at doubts about his readiness, with unconfirmed stories claiming Canelo was dropped in sparring by Boots Ennis and struggled with his speed and power. If true, these vulnerabilities could give Crawford a strategic edge, especially if he can exploit any weaknesses revealed in sparring.
And let's talk about what we do know about Canelo Alvarez bringing Boots to training camp and what we can concur. First, you must understand that Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is September 13th. Okay, that's just a few weeks away. Almost 3 weeks away, something like that. It's just a few weeks away. So to expect them to have hardcore sparring, like real sparring, where they're fighting each other and they're really just going hard in sparring, pause, I don't really see that happening, because you don't want a cut or anything, and you don't want anything to threaten the fight September 13th. Also, not only is Canelo Alvarez fighting soon, September 13th, but Boots Ennis, he has to fight against Lima come October. So you don't want Canelo Alvarez beating up on Boots either and cutting him or anything like that, blackening his eye or detached retina or anything like that. You don't want any incidents like that. So understand that they're probably sparring light to mid. They're definitely not going hard in there. Okay, pause. So we have to really put it aside that either one, I don't think Canelo will be beating the hell out of Boots or Boots beating the hell out of Canelo. But what I can see is if Boots is moving around and Canelo can't catch him, like let's say Boots is like piecing him up with some light work and Canelo can't get to him, which, you know, that's kind of different than a real fight. In a real fight, you know, Canelo will be breaking you down and then you kind of get tired over time. But still, if they're working on cutting off the ring, if Canelo can't and Boots is hitting him with, you know, piecing him up and moving and slipping and sliding and he just can't get to him, that'll be some value added and something to be concerned about, which is why I said
Greg Hackett offers a broader perspective, framing the fight as a potential changing of the guard. Once considered the pound-for-pound king, Canelo's era might be coming to an end. Hackett points to Crawford's technical brilliance, discipline, and hunger as qualities that could signal a new chapter in boxing history. For him, this bout is about legacy and timing, not just titles.
Canelo is the guy, right? But everybody know that shit got to come to an end one day. Nothing is forever. And I'm not saying this is now. I'm not saying that. But Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? 2, he has the skills to be able to deal with Canelo. Does he have the power? I don't know, but he is a puncher. He's a puncher because his record says so. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a puncher as well. So what I see is a great respect for each other, but after 4 rounds, I see a war breaking out. And whoever can stand it, meaning whoever can take that shit that's coming their way, that's who wins the fight. You know
Man, I don't know if Bud wants that. I don't know if Bud wants a war with that dude.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
cat,
but
granted, he got a granted ass chin. But you saying he's a puncher because his record says so. So you gotta assume that you making the assumption that he can crack. Because Errol said he can crack. That's what Errol came out. Errol, I think, said he thought, was getting Canelo. I don't know whether that's, him trying to pay him back for saying that, for what Terence said about him. This other fight, man, I got it in the title, man. And I appreciate you letting me pick your brain, man. Because I'm going to steal your prediction. And then I'm going to give you credit for it at the same time, dog. I ain't going to be like everybody else. I'm going to steal your shit and give you credit for it at the same time, dog. Devin, I'm starting to think, man, maybe Devin Haney's a little underrated, man. Going into this Brian Norman fight. Like, I've had my own personal issues with the dude and his pops, but that shit aside, the dude knows what he's doing in the boxing ring. He's been in there with a bunch of fights. He's a championship world-class level fighter, bro.
John Ryder provides a first-hand account of Canelo's work ethic. He recalls a 12-round sparring session with the Mexican champion, describing Canelo as consistent and difficult to break down over long periods. Ryder's testimony emphasizes that Canelo's conditioning, experience, and overall skill set remain formidable, countering claims that his power is overhyped and reinforcing his status as a dangerous opponent for anyone.
Fight for him, waiting for a big fight, and giving him, like, he had his hands full with you, and obviously there was triumph for you there, not just going the distance, but going the distance with severe injury as well, right?
Of course, yeah, and I think that I want to be a trainer where I can go to people, look, I don't want to tell them things and they go, right, well, listen to him because he's been there, he's done it himself. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be telling them to run through walls and not having done it myself. Like, if you need to bite down and push through because you still got a shot in this game, then do it. And listen, I've stood there toe to toe with one of the greatest pound for pound fighters out there, nose broken in the second, and pushed him to the 12th final round. But I know I can call on that in the future with fighters I train and just say, look, now you got to dig deep, now you got to pull through, and it's going to hurt today, but tomorrow's another day.
While Jiren Ennis has gained attention for sparring Canelo, he has also faced criticism. Some accuse Ennis of holding back or sparring for financial gain rather than giving full effort. Such allegations cast doubt on the authenticity of training reports, as sparring outcomes often influence public perceptions of a fighter's preparedness. If Boots truly exposed weaknesses, it could benefit Crawford's camp. If he held back, it might mislead fans and analysts about Canelo's true form.
Understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford. So I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, you got to work his way up to the dog. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you're talking about right here, right? And so I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on